Hi guys! So today I'm going to be doing a quick review for you on the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette. If you don't know about this, I'm sure you have. It's a very popular palette, but this is basically a matte eye contouring palette. I believe it came out second to the Shade and Light Contour Palette, so it's just sort of in the same vein. It has 12 shades, 3 of them are huge and the other 9 are sort of regular size. It does come now in this really nice plastic case. It used to come in a cardboard one, but I think this is a lot nicer. It's in a beautiful like matte plastic with this raised glossy Shade and Light logo, and it says I and Kat Von D in gold. It looks really nice and it feels much nicer than the cardboard one ever did. It doesn't have the names inside, it has them on the back, which isn't really a big deal. It's a little annoying for doing like tutorials and stuff if I want to say the colors, because I have to like flip it over, but it's really not a big deal. It's nice to have the names not on a plastic sheet, so I'm just happy they're not like that. It does have a nice big mirror with like the sort of gothic Kat Von D edges, which is nice. Mirrors are always good. But of course, the colors are the most important part. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's been calling to me for years, ever since it came out. I think I pretty much wanted it. I really like using matte eyeshadows. The look that I'm wearing today was using this palette, so I will link that down below when it goes up. I think I'm going to put the review up first, so this makeup look will probably be up on the following Monday, but when it goes up I will try to remember to come back to this video and post the review down below in case you're seeing it after they're both up. General overview before I do swatches. I just really love this palette. All of the shades are super easy to work with, super blendable, and yeah, they all really go together really well. As you can see, they are kind of in little quads of colors, and they do definitely work together really well in the quads. You have a really more warm neutral, cool neutral, and sort of a red rust tone quad, and you can definitely create even multiple looks out of each quad. But of course you can pick and choose between the different quads and make your own looks because you're a creative person. This look actually used, I think, colors from all of the different quads, so yeah, they all go really well together, and again, they're super blendable. When you get this palette, it does come with a little insert giving you some ideas of how you can use the shades, and also what the different shades are for. They sort of say that this is your all over the lid shade, so you would take it from lash line to brow bone, and that would be like your base color, these 3 down here. Then the first one in each one is your lid color, then the middle color goes in the crease, and then your highlight shade is the last shade, that white and that sort of peachy color. Like I said, they're all matte and they're all beautiful. They kick up a little bit of dust, but it's not really a big issue. If any of it gets underneath your eyes, just wipe it away. I haven't had a problem with any of the fallout sticking. That's more of a glitter problem I found personally. Yeah, even the black is super easy to blend, which is great. Like I said, I don't use the shades like they are technically intended, but you don't have to. Once it is your palette, you can do what you like with it. Those are kind of just guidelines to help you if you don't really know where each color should go. I do recommend a primer with these just because I recommend a primer with all eyeshadows. I find that they last a lot longer on me. No matter what palette the eyeshadow is coming out of, a primer makes your eyeshadows stand out more and last longer. That said, these eyeshadows are incredibly pigmented, and you can definitely build them up quite beautifully even without a primer, but I do find that they still last longer with one. It's also really easy to customize just how much pigmentation you're getting out of each shade. You can layer it up a little bit to get it really punchy, or you can blend it out or apply it very faintly and get just sort of a wash of color, which is great, I think. Super pigmented colors are great, but it can be a little harder to work with, and some really pigmented ones can be very hard to blend back out. So I think that's part of what makes these so good, is that they're more buildable. You can definitely still get to the full pigmentation that is in each pan, but that is not necessarily where you need to start. So yeah, I guess I will swatch them for you. Let's see if I can fit them all on my hand maybe. I guess down my arm would be good. So I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna try and do them so they look like they're little quads. So I'm gonna start with the first one. This is Laetus. So it's male, Solus, and Lucius. No, it's not showing up super strong. It's very similar to my skin tone for some reason. It almost looks sheeny on my skin. I don't know if you can really tell. There we go. So the next quad is Lazarus, Salios, Shax, and Libertus. I'm probably saying at least half of these names wrong, but bear with me. So this is the top shade. Here's that beautiful black. And the white. Super, super pigmented and beautiful. Alright, and then the rusty quad. So the names of these ones are Ludvin, Succubus, Citri, and Latinus. Top shade, that's what I have all over my lids. And the beautiful rust shade. One of my favorite colors in the palette. Brown, this is what's in my outer corner. And that highlight, which is even creamier than some of the other ones. It's that one right there. That's almost a little deep for a highlight on me personally, but anyone a little deeper than me will work fine. So yeah, that is the palette. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, just in general, I'm really impressed with this palette. I can't remember the exact price of it myself. I will post it down here or something somewhere along the bottom on the Canadian Sephora site, which is where I got it. But yeah, overall, if you're looking for a sort of neutral-ish palette, mattes that can do a lot of different looks, I would definitely recommend this one. I've created lots of different looks. I really like that there are a lot of warm options but also some cool options in it. You don't have to make a choice between which color palette you really like, and because it has both of those options, you can definitely create a more neutral look just because you can mix the warms and the cools together, and it sort of makes it so neither one really overtakes your eye. Also, I find that this palette is really good for doing my brows personally. This deep brown here, which is quite cool, looks really great just with my normal brow color. It's very, very similar to the Midnight Brown pencil that I use, so I would recommend that. Also, if you have a warmer shade, one of the other browns might work well for you. Another thing that I would just like to point out is with like my reddish tinted henna hair, I have been using a bit of rust as well when I do my brows because it adds a little bit of that warmth into my brows as well, so it matches my hair a little better. Also, if you were traveling, I think you could easily use some of those shades for contouring and highlighting on just in general on your face as well as on your eyes, so it would definitely be a good travel palette, especially now that it's in this sturdier plastic case. So yeah, overall I think this was a great purchase. I'm super happy with it, and I would definitely recommend it if anything about it appeals to you. So that is everything. I hope that this review was helpful for you. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything that I said down below. It'd be interesting to have a conversation about that. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video, and subscribe to see more from me, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys!